All right, everybody. I'm really excited about this one. This is only my second time doing a video interview. I'm really starting to enjoy doing this, but I'm very excited about my guest that I have tonight. He is known as the juiciest man in professional wrestling. He is a guy that I met in Diamond State Wrestling, and that is Pineapple Jack. Man, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, we're really coming up. We upgraded from the Telegram, and now we got this motion picture with the talkie going. Yeah, I'm excited. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'm, like I said, I'm really excited to do this tonight. We kind of it was last minute, trying to set this up, but I'm glad that we were able to work this out to where we can come on here and talk on the video. Like I said, only second time, so bear with me if it does get a little laggy in here because I am still getting kind of used to doing this.
Yeah, I got some lags over here, but it's all good in the hood.
Right on, right on. So we'll kind of just get started right into this. And how did you get started into this business? Because everybody has a different story.
Well, it all started when I was born. Uh, um, so I tried to pursue a career in I tried to pursue a career in music, and
Okay.
And if anybody knows me, they know that Pineapple Jack is just an old soul, just all around. Like when it comes to music, wrestling, hell, even TV,
Yeah.
just such an old soul. And I was trying to do like old school music, old school rap, like Wu
Oh,
Tang style, Biggie, Redman, Big L, that kind of genre of hip hop.
right.
And I was really passionate about it and really thought that was going to be my future. But just trying to figure out how to self promote yourself at such a young age and, not the best when it comes to social media. And plus, just seeing the trend of hip hop and how it's become. And a lot of rappers just don't even focus on lyrics and they're just
Right.
rapping about popping pills and shooting each other and all that dumb stuff.
Or
So
or
I
they're
I was
making
just
noises, the whole time.
yeah, loud noises.
Exactly.
uh, yeah, and I can't even understand them half the time, and
Yeah.
I'm like, you didn't even rhyme. uh, like, but yeah, I just fell out of it, and I was like, this isn't gonna go anywhere. There's a demand for it, but not the kind of demand that you would think,
Right.
and so I fell in a really dark hole, and it was like the one of the lowest points of my life where I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life, and I'm afraid to just work a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. And we had a local promotion pop up in Fayetteville, WCWA,
Hmm.
and I've been a wrestling fan ever since I could remember. Like some of my earliest memories were playing SmackDown Shut Your Mouth on PS2.
Okay.
Like I I've just been a huge wrestling. I was a huge wrestling fan like when I was younger, mostly of the video games, and when The Rock came back, 2011, that's when I got hooked and started watching every week. But anyways, yeah, and it was crazy how I found WCWA because they were promoting on Facebook, and at the time I was never on Facebook, so I just so happened to got on one day, saw an ad for it, and I started going to all their shows every month, and they started promoting that they had a school, and I started training with Alexander Gold before he turned into an asshole, and the rest is history. Here I am,
Yeah.
5 years later, still doing it.
Right on, right on. Yeah, and you were talking about you like some of the older wrestlers and stuff like that, and I can see that in your persona, And so I do want to ask, who do you draw your most of your inspiration from when it comes to your in ring style, or when it comes to even your character itself?
There's one of a few select men, if you will, that Pineapple Jack gets his inspiration from, baby, and that is one, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah,
Dusty's a big influence on me, and it's not even necessarily the wrestling and the in ring
Yeah.
of him that drew me into him is the personality
Right.
and the persona, the charisma, the promos.
Right.
And but man, like Dusty, and I try to take after him. Also, Boogie Woogie Man, Handsome Jimmy Valiant,
Yeah.
another one I draw inspiration from. A little bit of Ric Flair, but guys like Handsome Jimmy and Dusty Rhodes, they're just over the top, just personalities. And but man, like young Dusty, like if he man, he could go back in those younger days. You seen him throw a drop kick,
For
but
sure.
yeah, I just try to focus on doing what I can do in the ring to the best of my ability without trying to put too much wear and tear on my body. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Yeah.
Like I'm trying to have the deadliest elbow in the game. That's the plan. Just strengthening up that elbow.
There you go. There you go. So I don't know why this just came to mind and everything, but I just started watching a show and they went 2 seasons and then they canceled it. And I'm kind of bummed. I haven't finished the second season yet. I just started it today.
Yeah,
And that's
I'm really upset that they canceled Dumbo Does It Donkey Style too.
I'm talking about yeah, I'm talking about
oh,
heels. Yeah.
Edit that out.
Yeah, we'll cut that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I have not watched Heels yet. I really need to give it a try.
You do. It's really good. And it brings in the way I like to describe it is it was if Friday Night Lights met was about wrestling, about Georgia wrestling, and it's actually a really good show. But you doing the elbow and everything reminded me of that, and it's just the show that I'm watching right now, and I definitely
one of the guys in there do the whole that thing.
Kind of, yeah. And elbow's a big thing, and they actually kind of teach them how to do like a proper elbow drop, in the show. So and it's funny, seeing them because they actually kind of teach some of the moves in the show. It's got some pretty cool people in there. CM Punk showed up a few times actually.
Oh yeah, I heard that. And
Yeah.
our good friend Damian Wayne, he was in it.
Okay,
He
yeah.
was the stunt double for the guy with like the Hogan stash, I think. The older
Okay.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he
Wild
did
Bill.
stunt work. Yeah, Wild Bill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did the stunt work for him. But yeah, I definitely got to check it out. You would think being a wrestler, I'd be all over that. But man, there's so many TV shows and movies I've just got to watch and give the time of day.
Man, I did I think it was a two-parter episode that I had to do, and it was one that I did with Justin Lee, and it was just over wrestling in movies and TV. And I don't even think he's still sending me stuff that he's finding, later that he's like, oh, we could have talked about this too that we didn't know about because there's so much, and I didn't even realize it until we did that episode to where I was like, well, I didn't really think about it, but there is so much out there.
Oh yeah. And yeah, I'm always hearing about like some of the older movies and like movies Terry Funk was in
Yeah.
or Stan Hansen and some of them.
Mm-hmm.
The you talk about wrestling in movies, um the Iron Claw, the Von Erich movie.
Yeah.
I went into that very skeptical because Hollywood portraying wrestling, like let's see
Right.
how this is going to go. But they did a really good job portraying
Mm-hmm.
wrestling to just a casual audience
Right.
and showing what goes on behind the curtain when it
Yeah.
comes to wrestling, and also just the in ring, because a lot of movies you watch the in ring and it's like
Yeah.
it looks like some backyard wrestlers on a budget. But no, like Zac Efron, he took that role really seriously, and like hats off to him, man. He did amazing.
Yeah.
And I just saw the other day they're coming out with a Zac Efron as Kevin Von Erich action figure.
Really? Okay. That's kind of cool.
Back from technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'm having a very hard time tonight with getting this thing to work properly.
Yeah, his computer is being ran by hamsters, and I told him how he needs to upgrade to gerbils. Hamsters, they just give out running on that wheel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it's better than chinchillas or something because they just stand there and look at you.
Oh yeah, chinchillas. Yeah, they got the diva treatment. You
Yeah.
got to feed them 2 carrots before they even think about powering up that computer.
Right. Right. So I've been wanting to ask this: your theme music.
Hmm.
Did you create that yourself, or where
I
did you get this from?
I paid a guy on Fiverr
Uh
to
huh.
make the music itself.
Okay.
Now the intro, I did make that.
Yeah.
The whole "Are you ready, kids?" And
Yeah.
then um uh my my uh my friend Charity, she worked at the daycare at the time, and she got to record just a bunch of kids saying "aye pineapple," and then I just put that all together.
Yeah.
And funny enough, the whole "ooh" all
Yeah.
that I got that from Xander. If you're ever around that dude and he's really having one of those ADHD moments,
Yeah.
he just he sounds like a soundboard, like just and he does a great impression of Donnie from Wild Thornberries.
Oh, I've got to hear this now. Next time I see
It's
him,
time to
I'm
say,
gonna have
"Hey,
to get him to do
Donnie."
that.
Yeah. So I got the ooh from him. And so I did all the intro part, and then I paid a guy on Fiverr to make the music. And
Okay.
you ever listened to the music closely? Do you know what it is?
I do not know. What is it?
It's a reggae version of Jimmy Valiant's theme. Boy from New York
Oh,
City.
yeah.
No, yeah.
Okay.
I just
Okay.
made a I paid a guy just to make a reggae version, and it turned out amazing.
That's cool.
Like when I say I really take inspiration from Dusty Rhodes and Jimmy Valiant, I really do. Like, oh my god, do you ever watch anybody out there? Like, if you have not seen Jimmy Valiant, like, oh my god, he's just incredible to watch. Now in the ring, he's not that great. He does the same match every single time. He struts around, walks up, and
Yeah.
as a babyface, he does heel tactics like
Yeah.
grabs the head, thumb to the throat, like he chokes guys like he'll be in a huge arena and he's fighting a heel and he just takes him and starts choking him with one of the cables from the cameras and the people are just going insane. But oh my god, he comes out and he's all hopping and dancing and the promos, like,
Yeah.
oh my god, like that's what I inspire to be like
Yeah.
like a Jimmy Valiant, like a Dusty Rhodes.
Well, he was one of those that could get away with doing those, and the crowd, loved it. They didn't
Oh
see it
yeah,
as a heel tactic. They just saw it as, that's what he does. That's
just
part of
saw,
his
woo,
character.
messy, handsome Jimmy. Yeah, I'm gonna take you and choke you with the cables. Woo, messy daddy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and there's another one that's like that too, and that was very much, Eddie Guerrero. His
Oh yeah,
song said, "I lie, I cheat, I steal."
like literally, yeah, just
You
the
know,
perfect role model.
exactly.
And then
Yeah.
same with Ric Flair. Like
Yeah.
Ric Flair was such he was a bad guy, but he was such a cool guy, and like
Yeah.
the women want to get it on with him, and the
Yeah.
guys want to be him,
Right.
and he's the dirtiest player in the game.
Exactly. Exactly. There's certain characters that they can cross those lines, you
Yeah, and like
know.
Stone Cold, like but
Hmm.
that's very relatable. Everyone wants to kick the shit out of their boss and drink beer and just raise hell. Like everybody aspires to be like that.
Exactly. So the first time that I actually got to see you wrestle was in Diamond State Wrestling. I've done some backstage work with you guys and everything, and I my kids, I told them that I was going to be talking to you tonight, and they've only been to I think 2 shows with me, but they're like, "Oh, I remember who that is," and they
Yeah.
were really excited to hear that I was going to be talking to you
Oh,
because your
nice.
character stands out so much, and that's
Yeah.
what you want is something that well, what is that, and people want to see
Yeah.
what's going on. So your
Yeah.
character is very memorable. I mean, so and these are teenagers that
Oh,
are
wow.
like, yeah, so
Normally the little kids are the ones
yeah,
that gravitate towards me.
yeah,
But here's the thing about Pineapple Jack. What you see in the ring is just who I am.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
there is no gimmick. All it is just I'm my goofy, fun-loving self, just
Yeah.
with pineapples.
Yeah.
Like I know you talked about wanting to bring up, how the pineapples came from,
Right. Yeah.
where it came from. So we'll get into that. But
Okay.
just the pineapple gimmick, like it's not a gimmick for me.
Right.
And it's just me just living my best life. And the greatest thing about being Pineapple Jack is that you go to the grocery store, most of the time the produce section's right there. You
Yeah.
see pineapples as soon as you walk in. And
Exactly.
I've had so many fans and kids say, I was at the store the other day and I saw a pineapple, or my kid saw this pineapple and he thought of you. And especially during the summertime, like
Yeah.
you go to Walmart, Dollar Tree, there's pineapple stuff all over the place. And it's
Exactly.
just that association there.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing is what I love about being Pineapple Jack is that for a casual fan or someone who's never seen me, someone that's never even watched wrestling,
Yeah.
they don't know who any of these people are. Joe Schmoes is facing Tits McGee over here, and
Yep.
they're just going to say, "Oh, that was a good match. That's some pretty cool stuff." But unless they, follow you and really pay close attention, you're going to be forgetful to them. But the
Right.
greatest thing about me is that people know my name just on sight.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we had this show at Parsons Stadium in Springdale, the Demolition Derby.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing the Demolition Derby. Cars are wrecking havoc, and near close to a vehicular homicide. And in between all the wreckage, we're having wrestling matches off to the side.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wrestled twice that night, and man, that was the biggest crowd I ever wrestled in front of, and it was amazing. And there a lot of those people had no clue that there was going to be wrestling that night.
Yeah.
And I had the most simple match you could have. Lock up, grab the headlock, take over, and you just hear thousands of people go, "Ooh!" And I'm like, "All right, this is gonna be high off." And then like during the intermissions and stuff, I sold the most merch ever. And these are
That's
people
cool.
that had never seen me before.
Yeah.
And all night I'm hearing pineapple, pineapple man, pineapple. Like people don't even have to know the name Jack. All they
Yeah.
all they need to know is pineapple, because
Pineapple.
that just the gear and just the personality, all that. So
Yeah.
it's awesome. I signed I signed an Uno card that night. I signed pieces. I signed a flip flop. Some kid, I don't know how, but he got a hold of a piece of a car, and I signed a piece of a car.
Oh wow.
It must have flew off and hit grandma on the second row, but I signed it.
Yeah, I'm taking this home with me.
Yeah,
Did you say a flip flop?
I signed. I think I've signed two flip flops before. T-shirts,
Oh yeah.
signed, forearms, hands,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Sometimes there's some weird stuff. Especially kids will ask you to sign.
Yeah. 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 I mean, it's pretty much whatever they got in front of them at the time, they're probably going to
Yeah.
bring to you just to get signed.
Yeah.
So,
And then at one point I had trading cards that I made.
oh,
And,
cool. Yeah.
and one of the boys, he has kids, and he'd bring them to the shows, and they're
Mhm.
huge Pineapple Jack fans. And one time I saw him at the next show, and he's like, "Dude, I see your face every morning." And I'm just like, "What?" It's like, "Every time I go to the bathroom." What? My kid has your trading card, and they left it in the bathroom. So every morning I wake up, I go to take a piss, take a dump, whatever, and I see your face.
You're like, this is getting weird for a minute, but okay.
I'm like, all right.
Good morning, buddy.
Yeah, good morning. Did you sleep well?
Yeah. So we're actually trying that. I work with a comic book company out of Central Arkansas, and we have trading cards that we're going to be doing for this last Kickstarter that we did. We've got another book that's coming out, and so I'm really excited to see how these trading cards turned out.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's cool stuff. I'm enjoying doing the comic book side of everything, and having different things for people to when it comes to merch,
Yeah.
having different things for people to remember you by. It's cool to have new ideas and new things to come up with for people
Yeah.
to be like, oh, well, yeah, I'll have this. Or, like you have a koozie and then you have like a sticker. And,
Yeah.
like you said, you have the trading cards and stuff. It's
Yeah.
important to have a variety of different things for people to be interested in when it comes to your merch.
Yeah, and when it comes to merch, like my merch table, I need to pick it up a little bit, but man, like I used to have the best merch game at
Yeah.
like all the shows I go to.
Yeah.
I found a pineapple tablecloth at Aldi's,
Yeah.
$8, and then like I said, summertime,
Yeah.
pineapple stuff everywhere. So I grab pineapple this, pineapple that, flip it for
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, like I'd sell keychains, little squishies, plushes, pineapple sanitizer, like pineapple everything you can think of.
Yeah.
And yeah, everybody would tell me like, you got a really good merch table. You're At one time I went to this show, I'm setting up my merch table, and the promoter was like, Jack, what? Go put your table over there. What? Put your table over there so the fans have a chance to go see everyone else's table.
Oh, that's great. So I remember one of the promos that you did in Diamond State Wrestling when we were still at the Diamond Dome, and where you started out at the merch table and you took the t-shirt and you dropped the elbow on it and stuff.
did that ever air?
I don't know if it did or not, but that was fun to record.
I was waiting for that because oh my god, that was so much fun. I was waiting for it. Yeah. I'm in this feud with William J. Blackwell.
Yeah.
And this guy, for those who don't know, he is like William Regal from Timu. Like this guy very good in the ring, very technically sound, very a very stiff worker. Like you wrestle him, you're definitely in for a fight and a wrestling match like at the same time. But this little prissy, stuck up, snobby guy, I'm challenging him for the Imperial Division Championship, and he's just getting on my last nerve. Like I can't stand this dude. And so yeah, I go over to his merch table, I grab his shirt that nobody's gonna buy anyways, because
right, yeah.
Who wants to wear that guy's stuff? I mean,
right.
So I take it and I'm just like, oh, look, he's selling toilet paper. And like I wiped my ass with it, I think, and I took it over. And this is when we were in the Diamond Dome, and so next door we share a facility with the soccer center, and so they've got 2 soccer fields, and then off to the side they got this little baby soccer field where the little kids can play. So I throw a shirt into the soccer goal. And I do a running sliding drop kick right into the goal.
Yeah.
and I got bad hips, so I like hitting that.
Oh,
here's the thing, wrestling hurts.
Yeah.
Like I'm 24, I've got the back of a middle-aged man, but with that ring, if you ever notice the ring, a lot of people say it's a trampoline. It's not.
No.
If anybody knows, it's metal, wood, a thin layer of mat, and a canvas. That's it.
Right.
Everything still hurts, but that give, you take a bump, boom, there's that little give, so it cushions the blow a little bit.
Right.
Sliding drop kick onto just turf with no give, and I got bad hips. I was like, I did it, and I was like, oh shit.
I think you did 2 takes of that too, didn't you?
Maybe. I think because a kid got away in the way of the first time.
Yeah.
But and I've gotten really proud of myself, and that I'm really glad you say that this promo stuck out to you, because for quite a while I had the toughest time just doing promos and trying to figure it out. Being someone who just gets stage fright when it comes to being on the mic.
Right.
And when you're out there in the ring, I don't know how it is for other people, but for me, I'm so focused on my match, like trying to win, just staying focused on the match. I kind of forget the people are there sometimes.
Right.
And especially, you got glasses, you take them off, and all I see are just, silhouettes of people. I can see okay in the ring, but as far as the people, kind of hard to see. And so as far as the in-ring wrestling, that's no problem, but promos, it took quite a while to get my flow and figure out how to convey my feelings to the people.
Right, right. Well, and you got to find yourself in it too.
Yeah.
You got to find how am I trying to portray myself here. And so it takes a little bit of time. It's not something that comes right away. For
Yeah.
for a lot of people.
Yeah, and if there's any wrestlers out there, they're trying to figure out themselves. If I've heard it from so many people, it's like from like Stone Cold and all types of other people. I listen to a lot of wrestlers podcast.
Yeah,
Mostly like Jim Cornette, but like Dutch Mantel,
right.
Stone Cold, Undertaker. The best gimmicks are people that are just going out there and just turning the volume up. So once you get comfortable with being yourself inside the ring and
Right.
on the camera and all that,
Yeah.
then it's just a breeze. Because me, funny, goofy, fun-loving guy. I love hip hop. So a lot of my promo lines, I'm just reciting rhymes.
Yeah.
Tyler the Creator. What's that song? Dama Genesis, Earl Sweatshirt off of Wolf. I can't remember the song, but the chorus, the hook. Summer, fall, winter time, 24, 365. I
Hmm.
took that. Summer, fall, winter time, 24, 365. I am the juiciest man alive. Now, can you dig it, daddy? And
Hmm.
so I've just gotten used to just falling back on these rhymes. And plus, it's like, Muhammad Ali,
Yeah.
the way he would hype his fights, I will wrestle an alligator, I will tussle with a whale, I will handcuff lightning and throw thunder in jail. And actually, I
Yeah.
did that on a promo.
Yeah. Yeah.
And actually, fun fact for those that don't know, Muhammad Ali got his style from I believe it Gorgeous George, I
Yes.
think.
Yeah, it was. Uh-huh.
Yeah, Gorgeous George.
Yep.
So wrestling has just been very influential to people. And so here's the thing. So it goes, Gorgeous George
Hmm.
to Muhammad Ali, and then
Right.
you got superstar Billy Graham,
Yep.
who Hulk Hogan was influenced by him.
Right.
Same with Dusty Rhodes, and then it's just like this, you know, next generation to the next generation being influenced by
Yep.
the one who did it first.
Right.
So therefore, superstar Billy Graham, Dusty Rhodes to me. So you could say
Yeah.
I was influenced by superstar.
Right. Right. So now I know that you did you had a feud with Xander going for a little while, and you were the
And I
uh,
whooped that ass
you won the championship, I believe, as well,
twice.
twice. So
Two-time heavyweight champion. Now can you dig it?
So how did that actually start? Because I know he was feuding with
Laurentez.
Laurentez X, and then you were right after that feud, weren't you?
Yeah, yeah, right after
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And so yeah, congratulations on winning that and stuff. Where is your
Appreciate it.
now in the ring? Who is it that you are? Do you have a current feud that you're going on with right now?
Well, I just lost my belt to that Kool-Aid drinking sack of snake feces, Ollie Emerson.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
that's the next goal. I just won number one contendership at our last show. So Ollie Emerson, Pineapple Jack,
Yeah.
round two, Huntsville, Arkansas, January 4th. I'm gonna take that damn belt back because he spit whatever. I don't know what the hell it was. He
Hmm.
says it's Kool-Aid. I don't know what the hell it is, but I scrubbed my face for an entire like 2-3 hours after that match.
Yeah.
He took whatever the hell it was, and while the ref wasn't looking, spat it in my face as I'm trying to finish the match out, go for my diving elbow,
Yeah.
and he puts me to sleep. And I didn't even give up. He didn't
Right.
submit. He didn't submit me, or he didn't pin me.
Yeah.
Like I got knocked out. So I never even gave up.
Right. Right.
So he stole what was rightfully mine, took my championship and my championship purse, taking money out of my pocket, money off of out of my family, food off the table. Like that's
Yeah.
not gonna fuck. That's not gonna fly.
Yeah.
So January 4th, I'm gonna take that back. And Ollie Emerson, you best believe that I'm coming for you, and I'm gonna put a knot on your head that a Boy Scout can't untie.
I like it. I like it. And the cool thing is with Diamond State Wrestling is y'all are in different places now. I mean, y'all are going to Huntsville. You're going to all these different places to have your events now. So it is growing.
Yeah. And honestly, just Arkansas wrestling is
Yeah,
growing quite a
it
bit.
is.
And yeah, it's great to we started out in Springdale, and now
Mhm.
yeah, Huntsville. We're just in Clarksville. We're in talks of going to Coal Hill, which is also in the Fort Smith area. That we're even looking at possibly going to Little Rock, and then we also have kind of like our sister promotion, Vino's, which actually
Yeah.
is this Saturday as we're recording
Uh-huh.
in Little Rock at Vino's Pizzeria, which awesome show. It's
Yeah.
a totally different vibe for anybody out there that hasn't been. Oh, I thought that was a cat. No, it's just my cord. I was like, I shut the door. I thought all the cats were locked out, but no,
they,
it's just my
they
cord.
learned how to open the door, man.
Actually, one of my cats does know how to open a door.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like not actually turn the knob, but my
Yeah.
laundry room, they just look like regular doors, but you just pull them, like you don't have to turn the
Ah,
knob. And she
okay.
figured out how to take her paw underneath and
Yeah.
open the
Yeah.
door.
That's
But
funny.
anyways, Vino's
Yeah, Finos. Yeah.
TAC Wrestling. If you're ever in the Little Rock area and we have a show, check it out. It is oh my god, it's like Attitude Era style barroom wrestling. Just everything goes. Like there's no telling what you're gonna see. Like that's where if you saw the Coke spot that
Yes.
went viral.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was one of the guys there at Vino's. So
Okay.
for those who haven't seen it, look it up. So one of the wrestlers from Hell Patrol, can't remember if it was Chris or Buddy, but one of them they take a dime bag out,
Uh-huh.
sprinkle sprinkle that white powder onto the rope, and take their opponent's head and just run them across it. And it went viral. And man, it's just you never know what you're going to expect. One guy pulled a gun out at one point.
Gosh. So I actually have a few stories about Vinos. I had a guy on my show who is part of a band called Happens in Vegas
Yeah.
that plays at Vinos a lot. And he said that's his favorite place to play. He said, but he got roofied there one time.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
What does he play? The guitar, the drums,
he's the lead singer.
lead singer? Okay.
Yeah.
How
He
do
said he
you
remembered
how
the
do you
first
roofie
song and the
how do you
last
roofie
song.
the lead singer? He's up on the stage.
I guess they like hang out in the crowd before the show.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, he said he
Yeah,
remembered the
Vino's it's
first and the
such a
last song, and that was
small
it. Yeah.
yeah, Vino's is such a small area, but it's oh it gets so wild. And yeah, it's great. Man, roofied.
Yeah.
I gotta
So
watch out. I'm going there this Saturday. Might get drugged.
be
But oh my
careful.
god, Vino's has the best damn calzones I've ever had.
I love a good
It's
calzone.
so good. Oh my god, that's what honestly, that's besides just getting drunk and hanging out with all the boys,
Yeah.
that and the calzone, just that alone, like there be times I'm not even booked on Vino's and I go just to go because Vino's is just amazing.
Well, I mean, it's a pretty popular place there in the Little Rock area, you
Yeah,
know.
and actually, I think some big name bands,
Yeah.
before they were big, like I can't think of the names of the bands, but they've played there before.
Right.
Yeah, I can't even think of them, but yeah, Vino's great
Oh yeah,
place, good food, great atmosphere, great people, good time.
definitely. So, do you have a favorite feud that maybe you've been a part of?
Um, probably, yeah, probably my feud with Alexander Gold.
Yeah.
Um, because before my feud with him,
Hmm.
I wasn't really taken as seriously as I would like to.
Right.
And I made the mistake of trying to do too much hokey, just comedy bullshit while in
Gotcha.
the ring, which there's a spot for it, but
Yeah.
also at the same time, you're trying to win a match,
Yeah.
so you don't need to focus on all that stuff. If you can fit it in and still have a legitimate match, which I still do time to time, just
Yeah.
to poke fun at my opponent and like mind games, get into
Right.
their head, all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But anyways, I made the mistake of just not being a very serious wrestler, and then I got put into, I believe it was the King of Diamonds tournament,
Hmm.
and I went ahead and traded in my spot in the tournament to face Gold. And sure enough, I won. Like I honestly didn't even know I won.
Yeah.
It was a 30-minute time limit draw, like just about. Like I slapped on that figure four, and I thought the bell just rang and it was over. But sure enough, he tapped. at
Yeah.
the very last minute.
Yeah.
And that was just an amazing moment for me because I never saw myself being a main event heavyweight caliber champion.
Yeah.
And now I'm in the main events, which I kind of don't like because I like having my match early, get it
Yeah.
over with, and then
Yeah.
just, enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah.
But damn it, I'm in the main events now. But yeah, it was a great feud, and I've known that man for years,
Yeah.
and we used to be good friends until he just had this complete attitude change,
Yeah.
and running with Blackwell and the United and Dre
Yeah.
Sean. But that man's like almost like a brother to me beforehand.
Yeah.
And so we used to ride up on the roads together, and he trained me. And so of course, it's the student actually beat the sensei for
Yeah.
one moment. And so that was a very, very proud moment in my career
Yeah.
to beat the well, to be the second ever champion, beat the guy that no one else was able to beat, not only
Right.
once but
Twice.
twice.
Yeah. Yeah. He yeah, I gotta say I was at the show where he turned. I think he was facing, I think it was Luke Langley was in the main event.
No, I think it was Laurentiis.
It was Laurentiis because it was the
Yeah.
yeah, okay, because it was Luke and
Because
him.
same with him. Him
Yeah.
and Laurentiis used to be great friends, and then
Yeah.
he just
Yeah.
turned on him.
Yeah. I was thinking of the show before that. It was Luke and him for
Yeah.
the number one contender spot, and
Yeah.
then and man, he put Laurentiis through quite a bit.
Yeah.
With everything. So it was very shocking.
Because Gold is just a selfish bastard. Like he's only in it for himself. Like he will throw you under a bus just to make sure he gets his own get what he needs to get out of whatever.
Yeah.
Like I said, I used to have a lot of respect for him, but that's just out the window. Ever since he's just been on, I don't know. He's not the man I once knew when I first met him.
Yeah. So I was hearing something about something that's going on in the indie wrestling community, and I wanted to kind of get your thoughts on it and everything because we've seen a few people that actually wrestle in Diamond State Wrestling. It's the WWE ID thing I've been hearing about. What are your thoughts on that? And I mean, we both know a few people who have actually gotten in with that.
Yeah. Diamond State's own Cappuccino Jones was the third ever announced wrestler.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
Because for years, decades actually, WWE was the only place to go, and they were the top dog.
Right.
And beforehand, even before WCW, WWF, you had the territories, and so the territories is how wrestling thrived. Everyone had their own spot in the country that they can go wrestle, and they're all over in that general area. So you could say Diamond State is starting to become a territory. We're branching out in parts of Arkansas, and next after that is the surrounding states.
Right.
But it was just that is what wrestling was founded on, and that's just how it worked for so long. So a guy can make this territory, and then once he gets burnt out, because you get burnt out eventually, I know I have. You get burnt out on an area making the same towns, and as JR said, you just gotta go home and learn a new hold. So sometimes you just gotta go somewhere else, try something out, and then you come back and you're a bigger star. Which it's crazy how beforehand guys in WWE, they go somewhere else and they have to change their name because WWE owns the name, and now that's not even the case now. Right. And so I just think it's great because they're just focusing on, well, I mean, obviously they're focusing on bringing in new talent, but also at the same time they're just freshening up. They're fixing like the whole wrestling ecosystem as a whole. Because you've got levels to it, and that's how it was back in the day. You had the territories, and then after that, WWF. So you still had some territories, and then WWF would draw from there. WCW would draw from there.
Yeah.
So you had, indies, and then you had your smaller promotions like ECW, Smoky Mountain, and
Right.
then, which actually were feeders for WWF,
Hmm.
which is like NXT.
Right.
It
Yeah.
goes Indies, NXT, main roster.
Right.
So now it's like there's even more levels to it,
Yeah.
putting more eyeballs on everybody, and I just
Hmm.
think it's just amazing overall. And I'm loving what WWE has been doing ever
Yeah.
since the change in management and what
Yeah.
Triple H has been doing. He's been doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
Like my eyes glued to their shows like every
Right.
single week. It's just amazing what they're doing and bringing back the people who used to watch wrestling and who fell out of it. And yeah, it's great. It's like a whole new era.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
I knew that it was going to be good whenever. So, NXT was his thing,
Yeah.
when it first started out, and seeing the people that he was bringing in and the people that he was, showcasing on there when it was the NXT gold,
Yeah.
and stuff. And I knew that
And then
I
they
was like,
fell in a box of Crayola.
they did. And somehow became a new version. Yeah. Yeah. So, but I knew then I was like, okay, I would like to see what he could do with the main roster. And so far I've been very pleased with what I've been seeing
Yeah.
on the main roster. So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited.
he's
More.
become like I was listening to Cornette the other day, and he made a very good point. Triple H is now the Dana White of WWE.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
Dana White's the guy who's running UFC. You see him
Yeah.
all over the place, and that's what Triple H is. He's presenting the championships to everyone, and
Hmm.
everyone knows he's running the ship. And
Right.
it's just, yeah, WWE is just they're on a hot streak, and it's only going up from there.
Right. Right.
And it's amazing to see that they're taking a chance on, I mean, they're always scouting, but now to publicly like put that WWE ID,
Yeah.
stamp of approval on
Right.
guys like Cappuccino. Like
Yeah.
Cappuccino, he's a great talent,
Yes.
and yeah, he's got a bright future ahead of him.
He does. Yeah. I got to talk to him a few months ago on the show and everything, and he was one of those people. Before I even knew who he was, I had heard of him because everybody was telling me when I'd say who's out there that you should be watching right now. Everybody was saying Cappuccino Jones,
Yeah.
So yes, he's one of those, and I
And he's
think
just that name alone. It's like,
yeah,
not to blow smoke up my own ass, but it's like, here, Pineapple Jack, Cappuccino Jones. I saw a bunch of people on Facebook and Twitter. They're just like, I love him already just on the name. And actually, so funny enough, so Cappuccino Jones is from Coffeeville, Kansas.
Yep.
And my aunt's friend, she came to one of our shows, and she's from Coffeeville, Kansas.
Okay.
And so when she hears, his introduction from Coffeeville, Kansas, she's like, what? And so she asked my aunt, and then my aunt's texting me like, hey, Cappuccino, he's from Coffeeville, Kansas. And like my friend, she's from. So she was just blown away. She was like, oh my God, a wrestler from Coffee.
Yeah. Automatically is just cheering for him.
Yeah, but yeah, no, like that's one of the coolest names, like
Yeah.
Cappuccino Jones. Like, I wish that was my name sometimes. Reminds me of like Loiter Squad, Catchphrase Jones.
Yeah.
Catchphrase Jones.
So we're going to kind of switch things up here just a little bit and
Right.
talk about you on a different level. What do you like to do in your spare time when you're not wrestling and stuff?
Alexa, lights daylight white. Oh shit. I forgot the Alexa's in there. Echo, office lights daylight white. Yeah, this is what I like to do in my spare time. Yeah, just hitting up every Walmart and Target in sight. And then actually like I'm trying to focus on with besides wrestling, starting up a Lego business, like a local
Cool.
brick and mortar. So yeah, I do a lot of that. So huge Star Wars fan.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, I love to do this in my free time.
And for those of you who are listening to the audio version of this show, he has wrestling figures everywhere behind him and Legos everywhere.
Yeah, it looks like a toy store behind me.
It kind of looks like when y'all see my videos behind me, I've got
On
the
crack.
stuff on them. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I actually had somebody who sold me like 7 AEW,
Grams?
no,
Oh.
AEW figures for like $5. Like, yeah,
Each or just total?
total. They like had stacks
In
of
the
them.
box?
Yeah, still in the box and everything.
Damn.
I got a Jade Cargill. I
I've
got
never even seen a Jade Cargill in stores.
yeah. I got there's a bunch of them. A Brian Cage. I got one of him.
Okay.
I got but we'll talk about that here in a minute. There was, oh man, there's a whole bunch of them that I got. Miro, I got one of him. I got, I can't remember all of them, but I got like an MJF and some other ones too, like a Christian Cage, I think was one of them. So yeah.
You hear Hulk Hogan's coming to town tomorrow?
It's Fayetteville. That's where he's going to be at, right?
I think it's Springdale, but actually, so I heard Springdale.
Okay.
But I think he's actually going to quite a few spots. He's promoting the Real American beer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got quite a few Hulk Hogan figures. I'm gonna see which one am I gonna take? 'Cause I want to get him to sign it.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got quite a few. I've got Survivor Series Hogan. Man, they've been putting out hella Hogans lately.
Yeah.
On the Legends series, they had the Japanese, which I got both variants.
That's cool.
Then the Chase figure. Early Hogan, I think that's Thunderlips Hogan because he comes with the robe.
Thunderlips, I love that name still.
That's great. Yeah, but yeah, I can't wait to meet him, and I'm gonna see which Hogan figure I want to take for him to sign. Otherwise, I would take all of them.
Can you sign all these? What are you gonna do with them?
Yeah,
back on my wall.
Yeah, just on my wall. Brother, are you gonna make some money off of this? I'm like, no, I'm just gonna put it on my wall. You want to come over and see?
I wish I still had some of my old ones. Like I had the kind, like I think they sold them like the early 90s, late 80s, and they were just like those just rubber figures that didn't move or anything.
Yeah.
I had
the LJN ones where they're just like,
I've
got a few of the. Oh, well, you mean the bigger ones?
The bigger ones, yeah.
Oh yeah, those. Oh yeah, I really wish I had some of those. I don't.
I had, so growing up, I had a Hulk Hogan, I had a JYD, I had a George the Animal Steel, and I had one of Harley Race.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I wish I knew where they were. I'm gonna go bug my mom and be like, "Where are they at?" Because I know she kept a bunch of my toys and different stuff like that.
No, she kept them.
Yeah, they're probably in her attic or something.
Oh, nice. See, I made the mistake when I was I got older. I sold off all my Legos. I still have all my wrestling figures from when I was younger. Me and my brother.
Yeah,
I still have those out of the box and everything. But my Legos. Oh my god! I wish I would have kept those because I've been collecting wrestling figures since COVID.
Okay.
Those stimulus checks came out, and
yep.
I was working in the grocery store, so I was already had a job that wasn't going nowhere.
Right.
So yeah, those stimulus checks came in. I went to every single store just looking for figures, and I got hooked on that. And then just after years of going to the toy section, you pass by these Legos, and I've been a huge Star Wars fan. Like I could talk anybody about Star Wars for hours. Passing by those Lego section every single time, I saw the Slave One, Boba Fett's ship, and from the Mandalorian, the small series, and then Obi-Wan Starfighter from Episode 2.
Okay,
like, damn, those are cool. I gotta buy those. So I bought them. I put them together, and I was like, man, I miss building Lego.
Yeah.
And now I've got an addiction. And then right here, for those watching on the video, that is my white whale. That's a Toys R Us exclusive. Arc 170 Starfighter. So it's really just a box, really. It's funny because I I had most of the pieces to one of those sets, and I was going through finding all the pieces, and then just one day on eBay I saw one of those for sale, and it came that one and a couple other OG sets from 2005, and
Okay.
I got a hella good deal on it, and I couldn't even find a baseline price to like match that with to see what it's going for because they're like that rare. And so,
Wow.
yeah, that's like my OG sets over there.
What's
And
your
yeah,
longest build? Like, what's the one that took you the longest?
probably the Moss Eisley Cantina, the
Okay.
UCS set, that, and then also the Republic Gunship UCS.
Okay.
Um, I could not. I built it, and the thing is like that wide, like just the wings alone.
Jeez.
And I'm always trying to figure out where to put stuff. I
Yeah.
just finished these right here.
Uh-huh.
The 1999 Moss Espa pod race, and I've got nowhere to put it, so I just put it right there. And oh yeah, that right here, that's
Yeah.
cats. They try to get behind the record player. But yeah, it's you build a Lego or you buy Lego knowing you have no room for it,
Yeah.
and then you're just like, all right, I gotta find somewhere to put this.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, the Moss Espa took forever, and then yeah, the Republic Gunship. I had a mini fridge over here before, and it was able to fit on there, and it stuck out over. And then I had my buddy 3D print me like one of those wall mounts. So
Yeah.
now it's in the living room, and
Nice.
I got what the hell? That was weird. My phone just started playing music. I don't even listen to that. I don't know. Oh my god.
Oh, that's funny. From over here, it sounded like Star Wars was playing or
Yeah,
something.
I thought somebody like hacked into my Echo and was like whatever. And now
Oh,
he's saying that. Okay.
now she's like, "What? What'd you
anyways,
say?" And she's waiting
anyways,
for
yeah. Me over here nerding out. Let's get back on track.
you. Hey, dude, this is what this show. This is how it happens, man. I've had plenty of people on here that came on for one reason, and we ended up talking about something completely different the whole
Yeah.
time.
Like honestly, like we could talk the rest of this show about Star Wars if like we if you're that big of a fan. Like that's how much I love Star Wars and
Yeah,
Legos
yeah,
and honestly wrestling. Which it's great to be able to talk to other wrestling people in
right,
the business, people that
right.
just love wrestling because
Yeah,
you go out in public and then you just get the small chance to
yeah,
talk wrestling with somebody, some stranger or somebody, and you
right.
just want to tell them all this, and this person's like,
And then you're like, after you leave, you're like, oh man, I wanted to tell them about this thing.
yeah,
Like, eh. Well,
yeah,
see,
and that,
that's my problem with some of my other friends that are wrestling friends. As I was telling you before, we started. My wife gives me time limits because otherwise I'll stand there and talk for hours.
yeah,
So,
got to give me the Iggy.
yeah. But yeah, dude, I love Star Wars. My big thing though, Power Rangers.
Yeah,
I've been big into
I
it.
see that.
Yeah, I've got. I mean, you can look
That's
back
pretty
there and
cool.
see. I've got Lord Zed's head back there, and Green Ranger
His
stuff.
head, where's his body?
It didn't come in the box, so
Ah, damn it, they cheaped out on the damn shipping.
they did. They did.
No, I got a couple of helmets. I've got a Captain Rex helmet from
Okay.
there, Hasbro one,
Yeah,
and actually, I spent weeks. I made a Captain Rex a costume out of
that's cool.
EVA foam. Oh
Yeah.
my god, it was so badass the way it turned out. Say I
You
got one of
cosplay?
those. I'm about to start. I made it for a Halloween party,
Yeah.
and I spent so much time on it. I was like, this is gonna be badass. And now that I have it, I'm like,
I
now
want
I
to wear it
need
again.
place. Yeah, I need places to go. Like, okay, Comic Con, I'm gonna go show this off.
Yeah.
And I've been to a Comic Con once, so now I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna go any chance I get just to show this off and show off my hard work.
Hey, January 11th and 12th, Northwest Arkansas Comic Con is going to be in Rogers.
Oh hell yeah! And do they announced any of the wrestlers? Because they always have wrestlers there.
So far, I haven't heard any wrestlers at this one yet.
I can't remember if it was this one or it was like the Missouri Comic Con. Like the voice of Hera from Rebels is going to be there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's I know that. Okay, so there's one that we went to. Me and Original Geek. We went to one in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's called Metrotham Con, and that was really cool. I got to meet Mick Foley at that one.
Oh, nice.
My wife
Is he like
actually,
everyone says? He's like nicest guy ever.
so nice. He's super down to earth. My wife actually took him Christmas stickers because she makes stickers,
Oh, cool.
and so she had
Yeah.
all these different ones. And so she took him over there to him, and we got to talk to him for a minute. That was really cool. But this next year, they've already announced um, Million Dollar Man and Jake Roberts is going to be there. Jake the Snake is going to be there.
Oh,
So
I got a funny Jake Roberts story. So,
okay,
we were me and a buddy. We went to Dallas for this wrestling expo. So we got to work out with Matt Seidel.
okay,
And after that, it was like a 2 day show, like one
mm-hmm.
day, a Saturday and Sunday, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they had Lance Archer and Jake Roberts there.
Oh,
And
cool.
so Jake Roberts, he accompanies Lance Archer, but this place, it was like kind of like, how we have the Jones Center, like one of those activity centers. So it was like on a soccer field, and
Yeah,
so you could see like up where like the hockey rink, whatever. They had like a hallway on the second floor, and there was windows, so you
yeah,
saw the wrestlers, walking up there. They were watching the matches, and
yeah.
Jake Roberts was up there, and there was a match going on, and it not the best match, and you just see Jake Roberts just go. Like they lost his interest in
Oh
that.
no.
I was like, look, I was watching up there. See, what does Jake think?
That's great. So he was always one of my favorites as a kid. So I'm hoping I get to go back and see him because that would be a really cool one
Yeah,
for me.
that'd be cool.
But that one, the theme for this next year is Star Wars and Star Trek.
Ooh,
So
when
yeah, this is I think it's June 21st through the 20th or June 20th through the 22nd.
and where is this at?
It's in Chattanooga.
Ooh, I might
It,
have to hitch a ride with you.
yeah, that one. So from where we live in Northwest Arkansas, it's about a 10-hour drive to there.
Ugh.
Yeah. And the last time we went, we drove from our house to my buddy's house. He lives south of Little Rock. He lives in another town that's like 45 minutes south of there.
Mm,
So we left our car there and then drove from there to Chattanooga.
yeah.
That ended up making it like an 11 and a half hour trip for us because we did it
Ooh.
that way. So it's rough, but it was so
I
much fun when we were there.
I have done a 26-hour drive.
Whew, for wrestling?
No, just visiting family, but just
Gotcha.
a 20.
Okay.
So I work in my shoot job. I work night shifts,
Uh-huh.
and I went with my friend Charity we went up to Idaho, and so I drove the night, she drove the days, but it was just straight because I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm cheap. I'm very cheap and frugal. Besides all this, all the collectibles, I'm cheap.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to have to get a hotel or nothing. So I drove night, she drove day, 26 hours. Never do it again. But man, like I hate driving. So like a 5-hour drive, that's way too much for me. But we
Yeah.
went to the farthest east I've ever went was Nashville.
Okay.
I went to Flair's last match,
Oh,
and
okay. Cool.
yeah, I was there live. And before that, QT Marshall had a seminar
Mm-hmm.
the day no the morning of the show.
Okay.
And so we get in, I think it was like we got in like Friday night or whatever, and we were trying to figure out some place to eat, and I was like, oh, let's go to Hattie B's. I've heard Hattie B's before. Let's go
Yeah.
there. Have you ever had it?
No, uh-uh.
Okay, so Hattie B's, it's I think it's like a fast food chain or something. It's in
Okay.
that area. We don't have them around here, but
Yeah.
I've heard like Hattie B's, heard good things about it. So I was like, okay, let's go there. And I love spicy food.
Okay.
Now, when you go to Hattie B's, you order your chicken, and then you order the spice level.
Okay.
And let me just say, for those out there listening, watching, if you like spicy, do not ever order Shut the Cluck Up. I ordered Shut the Cluck Up. Everywhere I go, I order the spiciest things. I'm just like, how spicy can it be? And
Yeah.
before Hattie B's, the spiciest thing I think I have ever consumed are those flaming hot ramen beef noodles.
Okay.
The bowls with the
Yeah.
actual flames on it.
Yeah.
It tastes amazing.
Yeah.
And after a few minutes, your mouth is burning, but it's it's tolerable.
Yeah.
But I ordered shut the cluck up Hattie B's. We get back to the hotel and I'm eating it, and okay, that's good. I don't even remember what the chicken tastes like because all I remember was my mouth was on fire. Like I ate Satan's booty hole out. Like that's how hot it was. It was hotter than Satan's taint,
I
and
know.
and the chicken was touching all the sides, like the mashed potatoes and everything. So I couldn't even eat the sides because my mouth is on fire, and the outside of my mouth, like my mustache and my mouth, all over my face, is just
Yeah.
red.
Yeah.
It's just red. I'm having the worst time of my life. I am taking a cold rag and just wiping my tongue. Nothing's working. So Charity, she goes down to the lobby to see, hey, do y'all have any milk? And they didn't. They had ice cream. So she brings ice cream up, and I'm rubbing my face with vanilla ice cream. And this was SummerSlam weekend, which was
Yeah.
in Nashville. So we're in the hotel watching SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Everyone else, they're watching SummerSlam, having a good time, but also they're more entertained by watching me just about ready to just have a mental breakdown because my face is red, and it took maybe an hour and a half
Yeah.
to get my mouth to cool down.
Wow.
And then we go to do the QT seminar the next morning,
Yeah.
and my buddy is like, man, your asshole's going to be on fire. And I was like, no, I'll be all right. Because the joke, Taco
Yeah.
Bell, oh, you eat Taco Bell, you're going
Yeah.
to be on the
Yeah.
toilet.
Yeah.
That's never been the case for me.
Right.
Oh, you ate that Hattie B's, you're going to be on the toilet. And I'm like, no, I'll be fine. And I was fine until we took a lift, until the lift was like right down the street from the place. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh God.
Uh-oh.
And so we go in, we drop our stuff because we were like right there on time. We didn't get there early. We were right there on time.
Yeah.
Drop my stuff. I put my boots on, my knee pads. I run to the shitter. I do my business, and I'm still bubble guts. Like I'm not having a good time.
Yeah.
And so we're stretching out and everything. And QT is like, all right, 2 guys, get in the ring. Let's go. And I'm just like, we're all surrounding the ring. I was just leaned up on the ring, like my stomach, and I'm just looking around like, who's gonna go? Who's like, I need a minute. So, yeah, Hattie B's. Do not ever order shut the cluck up. And then we took a lift to go meet up with the girls, and the driver, he was from Nashville. Mm-hmm. And we told him about that, and he was like, "Oh hell no!" He's like, I love spicy food, and I never eat the shut the cluck up.
So I'll know not to try that one.
Yeah. So unless you want to end up rubbing ice cream all over your face and just in and out of the bathroom the next day, yeah, don't have shut the cluck up. But I'm gonna have to try it again, just not that spicy. But
yeah, I think for me, do you like the? Have you tried the ghost pepper chicken sandwich at Wendy's?
I think I love their ghost pepper ranch. Yeah. Like I ask for extra every single time, and they only give me like one sauce. I'm like, man, I want more than that. Yeah, I need the whole box. Oh my God. Oh, and then that Krabby Patty meal. Like, okay,
have you tried it? Is it good?
It's just a Wendy's burger. It's got a secret sauce on it, which the sauce is good because I'm a sauce guy. Like fry sauce, like Freddy's sauce, all that. Yeah, I'm all for it. But what it really was the pineapple frosty. That thing was good.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wait, you said pineapple frosty?
Yeah. Yeah. So it was the Krabby Patty meal. All it was just a burger with sauce and fries, and it came with a pineapple frosty.
I would try that.
That was good.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite frosty they've had. I mean, no bias because I'm Pineapple Jack, but that second to the peppermint frosty that they have at Christmas time.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that coming out. Like I love peppermint flavor stuff.
Yeah. I like the strawberry one. That one's pretty good for me.
Strawberry one's okay. Yeah. I'm normally I just get chocolate all the time, but it's like the past few years they've been having the flavored stuff, so I've given it a try. The mixed berry one that they had, I think it was like this summer.
It was, yeah.
Did it not taste like a Trix yogurt?
Kind of. Yeah,
You remember the Trix yogurt
I
with
do.
the wrap, and you would mix it and it turned purple. Like
Because
it
it was like
tasted like,
yellow and pink in there. Yeah.
yeah, it
Yeah.
tasted like a Trix yogurt to me. I was like,
Okay.
oh man, this is nostalgia.
Okay. So
This is a
we're,
wrestling podcast.
this is,
We're
well,
talking about Frosties.
this is If You Give a Dad a Podcast. Anything can happen here, man. You never know what we're going to talk about here. So we did do something kind of cool here, and we're going to kind of switch over to that here now. We asked for some questions from the listeners, and we got a pretty good response, I think. But I picked out 5 different ones that we're going to actually read here and let you respond to. So we'll start out with the first one I have here. And this kind of goes into, we said that we would talk about this later and everything. And that's where did the pineapple come from?
Okay, so I used to be Rastafari.
Okay.
That's why I have the dreads. So I identified as Rastafari and tried to live the lifestyle. Which, for those that don't know, Rastafari is a religion. It's what Bob Marley was. Jamaicans, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think a lot of people really know just what Rastafari is.
Okay.
It's it's basically like a form of Christianity, except they believe in a few other different things, but it's mostly um the lifestyle, as far as keeping your body all natural,
Right.
which I try to do still to this day. Like, I prefer to keep my body as natural as possible, but it's just so hard living
Yeah.
in the day and age that we live in.
Right.
And I love Taco Bell. We're just talking about Wendy's just a
Yeah.
second ago, but it's really just keeping your body as natural as possible. And that's why I got the dreads, which I'm keeping the dreads out of out of it. But so when I first signed up for wrestling, like, I knew, okay, I gotta I gotta be a persona. I really gotta stand out. And be an old school head wrestling. Watch like 80s wrestling, 90s wrestling, like everybody had this persona to them.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking, okay, and I'd listened to all the wrestling podcasts and stuff, and so I heard, oh, the best podcast or the best gimmicks are crank the volume up to 10. So I was like, okay,
Right.
now what can I do out there that's me, and just be a wrestling personality with it. So I was just brainstorming, and I used to, back when my dreads were shorter, I used to put them up in what I called a pineapple.
Yeah.
So they'd be
Yeah.
like this for those that are watching on the video format. I'd have my short dreads, and there'd be like a pineapple like that.
Right.
Pull them up like that. So I was like, pineapple, because I was like, the Rastafari, the whole tropical vibe to it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something there. And then I was thinking of a name, and funny enough, I just thought of Apple Jacks. And I
Okay.
was like, huh, Apple Jacks, Pineapple Jack. I think I got something. And here I am, 5 years later, still Pineapple Jack, still doing the pineapple gimmick. Hair's a little bit longer, but I try to do the hairstyle. So yeah, that's where the pineapples come from. And pineapple is just who I am now. Like, I've got pineapple stuff all over the place. There's a pineapple pen, pineapple light. Like,
Do you have the apple pin to go with the pineapple pin?
no. um, for a minute, my Wi-Fi was House of Pineapple, and I've got
Nice.
a pineapple doormat. My neighbors probably think I'm a swinger.
Well, I mean, that's no worse than my Wi-Fi. It's Girls Gone Wireless. So
Girls Gone Wireless. I love
yeah.
it.
So we're going to move on to the next question that we have here, and that last one was Cody. So thank you, Cody, for sending in that question.
Yeah, thanks, Cody.
We're going to go with Charity. She actually sent in a question here, and it's what are some of your favorite moments in your wrestling career so far?
Whooping Xander Gold's ass twice, taking his belt. That's top of the list. Wrestling at the Parsons Stadium, the Demolition Derby, in front of that big crowd. That was awesome.
Yeah.
the first championship I won, the SCW Cruiserweight Championship. That was nice. I like within a year, I had climbed the ranks there and challenged for the championship. And just your first championship, that's something that's really memorable.
Yeah.
And yeah, that seeing kids imitate me,
Yeah.
which I used to not really be much of a kid person, but since getting into wrestling and seeing how much you make an impact on kids' lives and how much they just look up to you and adore you, like for the kids that go to these Diamond State shows and any other local shows, we're like their John Cena's
Right.
and
Yeah.
they're rocks and stuff. They look up to you, and then especially these local shows, they actually get to meet you,
Yeah.
and you get to interact with them, and it's so heartwarming to see kids actually look up to you and
Right.
want to be like you. And
Right.
I've done a birthday party before. I
Yeah.
came in full wrestling gear and with my belt and everything, and the kid, his dad had sent me a video. They got him some pineapple leggings to
Okay.
kind of like tights, and then he already had my bandana that he got from the gimmick table. And his dad sends me a video of him doing the little leg wiggle dance, and I was like, oh my god, that's so awesome. Just seeing kids do the leg wiggle, the
Yeah.
leg dance.
Yep. Yep.
And then like our buddy Terry, his little boy that always comes, he always makes a pineapple sign. And
That's cool.
over here, like,
Yeah.
for those who've seen, there's a pineapple sign there. I've got another one up here that fans have made and gave to me.
Yeah.
And that's really special. And there are moments where I think about just getting out of wrestling because I've just become disgruntled, and I'm just like, I don't think this is what I want to do as a career, and I'm focusing on a Lego business. But then just when I think that I want to get out, and you do a show and you see just how much of impact you make on these people and kids, like, that's what keeps me going.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, those are some big moments in my career.
Right on. So next question that I have here, this is from Mark. He said, what is your favorite finisher, and what finisher you most want done to you?
Well, I don't want any finishers done to me.
Right. Yeah.
A finisher is a finish for a reason, because that's what finishes the match. I don't want to lose. So,
Right.
none. I don't want any finishers done to me.
Yeah.
My favorite finisher, this is how old school I am. Like, I just love like Dusty Rhodes' elbow.
Yeah.
Like the way, especially in his younger days, he just come off the ropes, just a running clothesline, or not clothesline, running elbow, just
Yeah.
jump, and man, just full force come down on him. Really love that, and that's what I'd strive to be. That's why I'm trying to work up that elbow so I can just drop that thing and finish a match. Figure four.
Yeah.
Love the figure four. And y'all see me do that all the time. Stunner's another cool one. Especially seeing the way that those stunners, some guys, what it does to them when they take it, and
Yeah.
the way their body flops. It's always nice to see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go. Favorite finisher is an elbow. Just
Okay.
an elbow.
There you go.
You will never get that answer from anyone else.
No, you won't. Yeah.
except if you interview someone older than me and they say a headlock takeover.
Headlock takeover, the old leg drop,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we want to get real crazy, might do a scoop slam.
So our next question is from Billy. This one's a little funny. I think you might have seen this one on the page and everything, and this one has nothing to do with wrestling. He actually sent me a message. And he was like, does it have to be a wrestling question? It's like, no, dude, whatever you want to ask him.
Okay.
So if you fart standing up out of a chair, is it appropriate to yell blast off?
I think it's appropriate for a countdown. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm getting lightheaded. I don't know why. There are times where I'll laugh so hard I just get lightheaded. Is that normal?
Yeah.
uh,
Oh my God.
yeah, blast off for sure.
Blast off. Thanks, Billy. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That was a
Yeah.
good laugh.
So this next one is a little bit more serious, and I wanted to give you a minute to be able to kind of sound off on this dude and everything because he's a little mouthy when it comes to Diamond State Wrestling, and we all know this. If you've watched any of Diamond State Wrestling or saw any of his stuff online, you know that this is a mouthy guy. Name? It's Jamie Rhodes.
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And he wants to know why.
What came out of his ass?
Yes,
because you sometimes confuse his face for his ass because his ass opened a branch office onto his face.
He said, "Why
what came out of his butt cheeks?
Why is he Wes McCann's lapdog?" Is what he said.
What?
Yep.
Lapdog? No. If anything, I'm Wes McCann's just the guy that keeps him up at night because he's always on Facebook saying, "No Lego Jack, I bet he doesn't have this, and I've got a Darth Revan, ooh, look at my Lego collection." I'm like, no, lapdog. If anything, you're the lapdog, Jamie. You've got your nose so far up Xander Gold's ass, not just your nose, but your whole face is brown. Look like you're doing blackface just about. Like, no, if anybody's the lapdog, it's you. And I try to make a habit of every time I come out, I throw something at him. I forgot at the last show, and I was really disappointed. So I guess I got to go. I throw 2 things at you to make up for the last one, Jamie.
Yeah.
It'll be more than just my jacket.
Fair. Yeah. Yeah. Man, I've seen he started this since whenever I used to do the rare cut with him and everything. He had his nose firmly planted even back then, and that's been over a year ago. So, yeah, I expect that from him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
of course.
So we're kind of
for the question, Jamie.
Yeah, thanks, Jamie. Appreciate that. Thank you to everybody who actually sent in questions and stuff. We only did 5 of them, but we had some more that came in as well, and I'll try to catch them. Try to catch some other questions again in the future. If you guys like this format, let me know. That way, I can start doing more stuff like this as well. This was actually
this is awesome. I love this.
Yeah, this was actually Pineapple's idea to do this on here, and so I'm really. Thank you for that, for the idea and everything. So maybe
if y'all actually enjoyed seeing us just nerd out, like I'll give y'all a whole tour of the whole office. We should just have a whole Star Wars episode. Like we could go for a whole day.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to bring you back on just so we can talk about that. We can just nerd out next time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, let us know what you like and what you want to hear. Like exactly. Thanks for having me, man. This has been great. It's been a good time. I
do have just a couple quick questions, and then we'll be getting you off of here.
Okay. What do you have? Getting me on. All right, big boy.
Well, do you have anything coming up that maybe you want to talk about?
Yeah. When is this air?
This will be out Monday.
Oh, okay. So it'll already pass, but yeah, the Saturday I'm in Vinos. But other than that, so our next Diamond State show, January 4th, Diamond Resolutions in Huntsville, Arkansas. It's going to be a great show. If you are in the surrounding area, hell, if you're 5 hours away, 10 hours away, make the drive, man. Diamond State Wrestling is like one of the greatest independent wrestling shows you can go to. I mean, hell, Cappuccino Jones, one of our guys, WWEID. A lot of our guys have done, extra work for the big names. Like, I think not even being biased, we have the greatest independent wrestling promotion right now, probably. Yeah. Like we have the creme de la crop of the best in wrestling right now, not just in the ring, but personalities and just the most bang for your buck. So Diamond State Wrestling, Diamond Resolutions, January 4th, Huntsville, Arkansas. Get your tickets now. tinyurl.com/Diamond State Wrestling. That's after Vino's the next wrestling show I'm doing. If you're in the Northwest Arkansas area, hit me up if you want to buy some Legos. I sell Legos. That's about it. That's about it. And I got a Bricklink store, Brickomania NWA. You can follow me on all the socials at Juicy Boy Jack on Instagram, Twitter. I refuse to call it X. uh, YouTube, yeah, Pineapple Jack Wrestling, Facebook.com/, like Pineapple Jack Wrestling. Just look me up.
All right.
But yeah, other than that, yeah, I just stay low key building Legos other than wrestling.
All right, man. Well, hey.
I will say I am gonna be getting back into music.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I'll be on the lookout for that. I'm working on something.
Hip hop?
Yeah, hip hop, yeah.
Hip hop.
I'm just going back to what I did before, and
yeah.
I'm just gonna put out whether people like it or not. You know, because that's the thing about hip hop. You know, it's an art form.
Exactly.
You put out what you want, and people like it or they don't.
Exactly.
And, there's a lot of crap out there now that
there is.
It's just no talent whatsoever. They're just putting it out there for the money.
Yeah.
Just music in general, like just all music is just a quick cash grab. Nothing focusing on the actual art.
Yeah.
But yeah, stay tuned. I'm doing that. I just got a lot of stuff I'm trying to work on, just bouncing back and forth.
Right on, man. Well, I look forward to seeing some of your music that's coming out. You know, I like some of the. I know you said you're into old school rap and stuff. And man, today actually I was listening to Straight Outta Compton, NWA.
Oh.
So
yeah,
listening to some older stuff. So man, I'm very excited to hear what you have coming out. So.
I want to do. This is how old school I am. I want to do like some 80s like Fat Boys, like Run DMC type music. Like I went to the store to get a soda. Like that type of rap. Like just you never know what I'm gonna put out because I just love all types of old school rap.
That's awesome. All right, man.
Catch me wearing a Kangol and an Adidas jumpsuit in the album cover.
Well, have a good night. Thank you for doing this. I've had a great time talking to you, and we're definitely going to get you back on the show. I will talk to you for just a few more minutes after we end this recording, but we're going to say bye on here for now.
All right. Thanks for having me.
If You Give a Dad a Podcast.